If you grew up in Norway during the 90s, you remember a very different world. A world where your biggest worry was keeping your Tamagotchi alive during school hours. Where Saturdays meant one thing and one thing only: Donald Duck and Cold Fresh from the mailbox. And where an entire nation stopped breathing when Sissel sang at Lillehammer. But here's the thing. Most of these memories are slowly fading away. The stores are gone. The TV shows are archived. And the chocolate wrappers have changed forever. So today we are going back. We are diving deep into the things that defined a Norwegian childhood in the 90s. And if you grew up in that era, I promise you, this video will unlock memories you forgot you even had. Stay until the end, because number one on this list, it is something that still makes grown Norwegians emotional to this day. Let us begin. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. If you are from Norway or you simply love Norwegian culture, smash that subscribe button right now. We are building a community of people who appreciate Scandinavian nostalgia, and trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next. All right, let us travel back in time. Number 10, the sacred mat pack. If you did not grow up in Norway, you have no idea how seriously Norwegians take their packed lunch. This is not just food. This is a cultural institution that dates back to the 1930s. Every single morning, your mother or father will prepare your mat pack. Brown bread, maybe some brunost, that strange caramelized cheese that foreigners either love or absolutely hate. Perhaps some leverpastei. And if you were lucky, a slice of salami. You wrapped it in that special paper. You know the one. And you carried it to school in your backpack like it was treasure. But here is what made the 90s special. There was no cafeteria food, no school lunch program, just you and your mat pack, sitting in the classroom at exactly 11:30, drinking that little carton of milk from the Skol Milk program. And honestly, looking back, there was something beautiful about it. Every kid eating the same way. No showing off, no competition, just bread and brunost, and that specific silence of 30 kids chewing at the same time. If you remember trading your brunost slice for someone else's chocolate pellet, drop a comment below. I know you did it at least once. Number 9, Lillehammer, 1994. Close your eyes for a second. Can you still hear it? The Olympic fanfare echoing through the frozen February air? For those of you who were there, and by there, I mean anywhere in Norway watching television, you know exactly what I am talking about. The Winter Olympics came to Lillehammer, and suddenly the entire world was watching our little country. But it was not just the sports. It was Sissel Kyrkjebø singing at the opening ceremony, her voice floating over the mountains like something from a fairy tale. It was the ski jumpers soaring through the night sky. It was those 2 weeks when Norway felt like the center of the universe. And here is what people forget. Schools gave extra holidays. 2 whole weeks of winter break instead of 1. Every kid in Norway celebrated until they realized, wait, they took that extra week from summer vacation. Still worth it though. Do you remember where you were when you watched those games? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear your stories. Number 8, Brodreen Dal and the Spectral Steining. If you just got chills, you are definitely Norwegian. For international viewers, let me explain. Brodreen Dal was a television series featuring 3 eccentric brothers who went on adventures involving time travel, mysterious artifacts, and absolutely bizarre situations. Think of it as Norwegian Monty Python meets Indiana Jones. The show originally aired in the late 70s and early 80s. But here's the thing. In the 90s, NRK kept replaying it over and over. And every single time, Norwegian kids watched like it was brand new. Gaus Dal with a serious face, Rams Dal with a silly hat, and Brumund Dal with that legendary propeller cap. But the Spectral Steining series, that was the one that gave us nightmares. Those glowing stones, the time travel, the feeling that something was always lurking just off screen, and the closing theme music, everyone remembers it. That epic orchestral piece that signaled the end of the episode and the beginning of disappointment, because now you had to wait until next time. If you can still hum that theme song, you are officially certified Norwegian 90s kid. Number 7, the day everything changed. September 5th, 1992. Before this date, Norway had basically one television channel. And Norway, that was it. One channel for the entire country. Can you even imagine? And then TV2 launched. The king and queen themselves showed up for the unveiling. This was not just a new channel. This was a revolution. Suddenly there was competition. Suddenly there were commercials. Suddenly there was color and excitement and options. For Norwegian kids, this meant one thing: more cartoons, more shows, more reasons to fight with your siblings over remote control. And speaking of TV2, who remembers Hotel Caesar? That soap opera that your parents pretended they did not watch, but absolutely watched every single episode? The 90s were when Norwegian television truly woke up, and we were all there to witness it. Quick pause. If you are enjoying this trip down memory lane, hit that like button. It really helps the channel and tells me you want more content like this. Now let us keep going. Number 6. The chocolate that defined a generation. You cannot talk about Norwegian childhood without talking about Kvikk Lunsj. That orange wrapper. Those 4 perfect wafer fingers covered in milk chocolate. This was not just candy. This was fuel for adventure. Every hiking trip, every skiing expedition, every time you stepped outside into the Norwegian wilderness, Kvikk Lunsj was there. The wrapper even had little maps and outdoor tips printed on the inside. It was chocolate meets survival guide. And yes, it looks like a Kit Kat, but if you say that to a Norwegian, you will start a fight. Kvikk Lunsj came first in Norway. It has been around since 1937, and honestly, it tastes better. I said what I said, but then there was Smash. Those salty corn puffs covered in chocolate, sweet and salty together. The combination that should not work, but absolutely does. In the 90s, you could not walk into a kiosk without seeing those yellow Smash bags staring at you, and resistance was impossible. The interesting thing is these chocolates barely changed their packaging for decades. The Kvikk Lunsj wrapper looks almost identical today. That consistency, that is pure Norwegian design philosophy. If it works, do not fix it. Number 5. The Tamagotchi invasion. 1997. The year every Norwegian kid became a digital parent. These tiny egg-shaped devices conquered playgrounds across the country, and suddenly every child was responsible for keeping a pixelated creature alive. You had to feed it, clean up after it, play with it, love it, and if you failed, it died, gone forever. Trauma that some of us still have not processed. Schools across Norway started banning them. Too distracting, they said. Too many kids sneaking Tamagotchis during math class. Too many tears when the inevitable happened. But here is what made the Norwegian Tamagotchi experience unique. Winter. These devices were not made for Norwegian weather. You could not exactly pull off your mittens in minus 20 degrees to feed your virtual pet. Many Tamagotchis froze to death. Literally. The lucky kids had parents who would babysit their Tamagotchis during school. The ultimate sacrifice. The ultimate love. Were you a Tamagotchi kid? Did yours survive winter? Share your war stories in the comments. Number 4. Donald Duck and the Friday Ritual. Every Thursday, something magical happened in Norwegian mailboxes. The new issue of Donald Duck & Co. arrived. This was not just a comic book. This was the most read publication in Norway for decades. More popular than newspapers. More anticipated than anything else that came through the mail. Friday afternoons were sacred. You would rush home from school, grab that fresh issue, and disappear into a world of Duckbird adventures. Uncle Scrooge diving into his money bin, Donald getting into trouble, Huey, Dewey, and Louie outsmarting everyone. For international viewers, this might seem strange. Donald Duck as a cultural phenomenon, but in Norway and across Scandinavia, these comics were literature. They shaped vocabulary. They introduced complex storytelling. They were the gateway to reading for millions of children. And the Christmas special, that double issue that came every December, absolute gold. You saved it. You treasured it. You read it so many times the pages fell apart. Even today, Donald Duck remains one of Norway's most beloved characters. That is the power of 90s nostalgia. Number 3, Juleblauil. Every Norwegian child of the 90s remembers the Julekalender, the Advent Calendar television series. 24 episodes, one per day from December 1st to Christmas Eve, a tradition as Norwegian as the Christmas tree itself. And in 1999, July I Blafjo premiered, The Blue Mountain, a story about Blanisser, these magical blue-clad creatures living inside a mountain. They only come out during the blue hour, that magical moment at dawn and dusk when the sky turns deep blue. Turt was the main character, a young Blanese dealing with mysteries and adventures in Blafjo. And every single day in December, Norwegian children gathered around the television at the exact same time to see what happened next. But here is what made it special. The show created real emotional connections. The songs became classics. The characters became friends. And that feeling of waiting, of counting down to both Christmas and the next episode, pure magic. Even today, decades later, NRK replays these series. And grown adults watch them, not for their children, for themselves, for the nostalgia, for that feeling of being 7 years old again, sitting in front of the TV, waiting for the blue hour. Number 2, the night Norway conquered Europe with silence. May 13, 1995, Dublin, Ireland, the Eurovision Song Contest. Norway sent Secret Garden, a duo consisting of Irish violinist Fionn Wallace Sherry and Norwegian composer Rolf Lovland. Their song was called Nocturne. Here is what made it revolutionary. The song had only 24 words. 24. The rest was pure instrumental. Violin soaring over orchestral arrangements. Silence broken by the most beautiful melody Europe had ever heard. Critics said it would fail. Who wins Eurovision with an instrumental? Who wins with almost no lyrics? Norway did, with 148 points. First place, Rolf Lovland had done it before, writing the song that won in 1985. But this victory felt different. This was Norway proving that sometimes less is more. That sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let the music speak. If you were watching that night, you remember the moment they announced the winner, the disbelief, the joy, the pride of an entire nation. This victory led to Oslo hosting Eurovision the following year, and it cemented Norwegian musical identity on the world stage. But there is one more memory, the biggest one, the one that truly defined a Norwegian 90s experience. Number 1, the freedom we never knew we had. Here is something that sounds impossible to explain to kids today. In the 90s, Norwegian children experienced a level of freedom that simply does not exist anymore. After school, you went to SFO, the Skola Fritidsordning. But here is the thing. It was not structured. It was not programmed. It was just time. Time to play. Time to explore. Time to figure things out on your own. Summer breaks meant disappearing from morning until dinner. No phones. No gepisse. No constant communication with parents. You told your mother you were going to a friend's house, and you might end up somewhere completely different. And that was normal. You rode bikes without helmets. You built things in the forest. You came home when the streetlights came on, and your parents trusted you to survive. This freedom shaped an entire generation. It taught independence. It taught problem solving. It taught the art of entertaining yourself without screens. Looking back, the 90s in Norway were not just about television shows and chocolate bars. They were about a way of life that has slowly disappeared. A simpler time, a freer time, a time when childhood meant something different. And there you have it, 10 things only Norwegians who grew up in the 90s remember. But here is what I want from you. This list is not complete. It cannot be. The 90s held so many more memories. So tell me, what did I miss? What Norwegian 90s memory unlocked something in your brain? Drop it in the comments below. Let us build the ultimate nostalgia thread together. And if this video made you feel something, if it brought back memories you thought were gone forever, share it with someone who gets it. Share it with that friend who also remembers fighting over the last smash in the bag. Share it with your sibling who still quotes Brodreen Dow. Hit subscribe if you have not already. We are making more content about Scandinavian culture, Norwegian history, and yes, more nostalgia content is coming. I am so glad you made it to the end. That tells me you are real. You are part of this community, and I appreciate you. Until next time, ha det bra.